Welcome back to AM Northwest. Our first guest is one of the hilarious comedians featured in the Netflix hit comedy special, Hannah Gadsby's Gender Agenda. We welcome to AM Northwest writer, comedian, and Portland's own Mix Dahlia Belle. Good to have you with us,
Thank
Dahlia.
you so much for having me.
What was it like to get the call to be on the Netflix special?
It was surreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just a local Portland girl, so to get an email from Hannah Gadsby is...
And was it directly from her?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you said what? When she said, would you like to be on the show? You were like, when can I be there?
Yeah, I think the first thing I said was, ah! And ran through my house, just making that noise for a few hours. And then, yeah.
And the idea was to understand what? It was kind of in response to Dave Chappelle's anti-transgender special on Netflix, right?
Yes, exactly. But we chose to make it a little more lighthearted.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're not trying to like push any sort of political point. It's just we can be funny too.
Right.
We have our own humor. So,
Right.
Yeah.
And Hannah said in the special, one part of it, she said it's all about we're all learning because we are all learning, right? Did
Absolutely.
you feel that everybody was open to learning about gender?
I think so. I think most people overall are very open to learning about each other's differences.
Yeah, and understanding.
Exactly.
Wanting to understand.
And humanizing one another. I think that's really important.
Right. So when you first started comedy, what was it like for you? Tell me a little bit about your journey.
Oh, I was sad. I was very sad when I started doing comedy, but
Why?
Oh, I hadn't come to terms with me yet, but comedy, it requires us to be entirely ourselves
Right.
as much as possible, because that's how we connect with our particular audience.
Right.
Because, yeah.
And then when you came out, when you said,
Oh, yeah, things got so much easier. Like,
Right.
all of my jokes made sense all of a sudden, and...
so people understood it coming because you're a transgender woman.
Yeah.
Right? So when you finally let audiences know that, they understood where you were coming from.
Yes, it was very confusing prior to that. Yeah.
Right. And so what was that? It must have been a tough childhood for you to understand that something wasn't quite right for you as a child, right?
Yeah, I grew up mostly in the Midwest in the 80s and 90s. Raised Jehovah's Witness, so
Oh,
very
wow.
conservatively Christian.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So how was it for you then?
Horrible. Yeah,
Yeah.
It was very confusing, alienating, unpleasant, but it makes for great comedy. So
Oh,
it
for
works out.
sure.
Yeah.
But how did your family then accept you? Like, did they feel like you got to change something here? I mean, how were they toward you during your childhood?
I don't think there was ever any conversation about it when I was
really?
growing up.
Okay. And you didn't get bullied then?
Oh, I definitely got bullied constantly, but not by my family.
Oh, good. They accepted you.
Yeah, I was just a normal kid for the most part. My mom's one requirement was that if I was going to walk around the house in her high heels, I needed to learn how to walk in them. So.
I love her. Yeah, learn to walk the right way.
Yeah, exactly. Don't look silly in it.
Yeah. So then you love comedians as a kid. What comedians did you look up to?
Oh, that's the irony. I really love Dave Chappelle.
So there you go.
Yeah.
And you wrote an open letter to him,
Yeah.
right, about the comedy that he put on that special.
Yes, exactly.
How did that feel to you to do that?
I mean, it's a job. It's what I do. But as a writer, someone tells me to write about things, I write about them. It was a little intimidating, to critique someone that I admire
Right.
and have looked up to for decades.
Right.
But I felt it was necessary.
Yeah. And did you get a response from Dave Chappelle?
Oh, of course not. He doesn't
Yeah.
respond to things.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
So what did you love about his humor? You still love his humor, right?
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, right. With a few exceptions.
When it's funny, yes. I love his humor. I don't love his political stances.
Yeah. But anyway, but I think I wonder if he's responded to the whole special because they bring him up a lot.
Yeah, he doesn't really respond to things.
Right.
I mean, we're also comics, so it's kind of our habit of not necessarily responding to things except in the context of our stage routine.
Right. What is it like for you to live in Portland? You said, I mean, you've been here a long time. What, 2003?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is your home.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
I love Portland, and Portland is definitely one of the safest, most welcoming places to be a queer person in general, but certainly as a transgender person, I can't imagine a more hospitable place.
Yeah. So when you do comedy to a crowd, do you feel like you have to say, I'm transgender, or you just go right into your comedy and not worry about it?
Generally speaking, I avoid the topic
Because?
because it's boring.
Yeah.
Like, there are so many more interesting things about me. So
One of the things I find very interesting about you is your laugh is the best.
Aw,
and
thank
your
you.
giggle is just the best. It makes, whenever you laugh or giggle, makes me want to laugh or giggle.
Yay!
So you do a lot of writing. Do you write about life in Portland then?
I used to write for the Portland Mercury.
That's right.
Yeah, I wrote the party review. So I'm very socially awkward. So we decided it would be a great idea for me to go to random parties and then.
You're going to force yourself to step outside your box? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
To go to a party when you really don't, you're kind of
Exactly,
shy.
because it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me about an experience at a party that you had.
One of my favorites, I went to an alumni banquet at.
I already think this is funny.
Yeah, an alumni banquet at a college, and it was amazing. I never went to college.
And how did people react to you? Like, did we go to school together?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They were confused. I was confused. It was perfect.
Oh, I love that.
Exactly.
So when people walk away from that comedy special, or actually what I should say is, what is the takeaway from the comedy special, you think? What are you hoping that people take away?
Yeah, I hope that the understanding is that queer people, trans people, gender nonconforming people, we have a wide array of perspectives.
Yeah.
And we do have really good senses of humor
Yeah.
about ourselves. We know a lot of it's confusing. I know that sometimes I look downright silly. I taught myself how to dress in my 40s. So, yeah, just, we're all human.
We're all
a
human.
little silly.
Yeah.
None of us are perfect.
Exactly.
We can all get along and bond over our imperfections.
Absolutely. I love it. Thank you so much. We'll tell everyone to check out Mix Dahlia Belle on the comedy special Hannah Gadsby's Gender Agenda, which is streaming now on Netflix. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away.